Okay, everyone, let's get going on final review number 7. This is for IN3 second semester. The challenge exam is only 3 months away now, so we really got to get going on this. Anyways, the new little element I'm sharing with you in this video is right here. On your calculator, you have the log button, okay? And what you have to remember, that's really log base 10. And you don't really need to know much about log base 10 yet, but know that's based on the 10 power. But there is another button on your calculator, LN, for natural log. And it's a special log because its base power is E. E is that special number we encounter with exponential growth. It's like 2.71, da-da-da-da-da. Okay? It's like pi. It's a never-ending number. But the important thing is just know that natural log is log base E. And why that is important is because if you look right here, whenever you have a natural log, if you do a natural log on an E base power, guess what? They kill each other off to 1. Similar to if I gave you log of 8 of, let's say, 8 to the 3 power, we know log of 8 would kill the 8 base and we'd be left with 3. Here, natural log of E gives you 1. And the inverse or reverse of that's true as well. If I do E to the natural log of 1, I end up with 1 also. Bottom line, natural log and E are inverses of each other, just like any log is the inverse of its base power. But anyways, let's get going here. So, on problem 35, what I'm going to go ahead and do is do the log base 9 on both sides. Ooh, almost messed up. Let me start over, guys. The first thing I want you to remember, I almost messed up myself, is you got to get the log by itself, or the power by itself, and that way you can do the log on it, just like we did in the previous video. So the first thing we're actually going to do is add 4 to both sides. With a minus 4 gone, now I have 9 to the m minus 8 equal to 27. 23 plus 4 is 27. Now what? Well, now that this 9 power is by itself, I can now do log base 9 on both sides. Just like any equation, you want to do the same thing to both sides, correct? And the log base 9 kills off the 9 power base right there. What am I left with? M minus 8 equal to this. And that, of course, is really log of 27 divided by log of 9 if we use change in base, which I taught you in the last video. From there, once we calculate this log value, all we have to do now, as you can see, is add 8 to both sides. And that way we're left with m equal to our value. And so if we go to my little calculator screen, which I'm going to enlarge now, you will note, and I guess, you know what, let me shrink this down, guys. Pause the video if you need to copy down any of that writing real quick. Please pause it, because I'm about ready to erase. Okay, let me I'll make sure you can see the screen better here. So, as I was saying before, as I enlarge it here, note that the log of 27, as we have right there, is 1.43 and some change. We divide that by log of 9, and we end up with 1.5, as you can see. We add the 8 as discussed as well, and our final answer is 9.5. Let me just slide that over a little bit. There's our answer right there, right? 9.5. All right, pause the video if you need to. We'll pick up the pace now a little bit. So, just like I almost made a mistake on, what's our first step here, guys? Let's go ahead and minus 3 both sides. Why? We want to get the power by itself. So e to the negative 8x, you see, now equals Let me just slide this over here a little bit. So that's going to equal 24 minus 3 is 21, right? Now notice that this is an e power. So as I taught you at the beginning of the video, we're going to do a natural log on both sides, because the natural log gets rid of my e base. Notice what I'm left with is negative 8x equal to the natural log of 21, which we actually can do on our calculator, as we'll see here in a minute. And then the last step, of course, is just to divide by negative 8. And we'll find our x. So let's enlarge our calculator results here. Note that the natural log of 21, as we discussed right there, is 3.0445 and some change. All we had to do was one more step and divide by negative 8. So there's my answer. X is negative 0.380057. Your teacher's going to make you round off to either 4 to 5 decimal places, guys. So I'm going to use 5. So 0.38057, rounding it off. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, what we're going to do first again here, guys. Let's go ahead and minus 6 both sides, right? So we have 17 to the x plus 7.4. That equals, with the 6 gone, 57 minus 6 is 51. Give myself a little space there to write in. What do we do next? Well, to get rid of the 17 power, we're going to do a log base 17 on both sides. And that log base 17 kills off our 17 base. We're now left with this, which is x plus 7.4 equal to this, which is log 51 divided by the log of 17. Last step will be to minus 7.4 from both sides. And we'll end up with our x answer, right? And let's get to our calculator now. As you can see on the bottom right here, I did the log of 51 as shown there. I divided by the log of 17. I then finally did my minus 7.4 from both sides. I now know x is negative 6.01224, rounding off to 5 decimal places. Pause the video if you need to. I think I have one more set up here, guys. Yes, I do. This will be the last one, guys. Notice this time, this is a times negative 7.9. So the first thing we're going to do here is divide both sides by negative 7.9. Okay. Now that's going to leave us with the 14 power by itself again. Remember, we want to get the power by itself so we can do a log on it. And this right here, I'll show you when I blow up the calculator screen, but that's 3.544 and some change. And then the final key step in this case is we're going to do a log base 14 on both sides. Sorry, I had to squeeze it in there. Log 14 kills off the 14 base. We're just left with negative 5x equal to this, which is the log of the 3.544 divided by the log of 14. And the last step, hopefully you can see, I'm just going to divide both sides by negative 5. And that's going to give me my x. So let's see if I did it right in the calculator here. I did my negative 28 divided by the negative 7.9. There's my 3.544. I then did the log of that as shown here. Then I divided by log 14 as shown there. And finally, I divided by negative 5. That right there is my answer. x equals negative 0.09589. Your teacher's going to tell you how many decimals to round it off to, guys. But I'll be happy with 4 or 5 decimal places. Okay? And that's basically in the video, so pause the video. So in summary, remember at the beginning of the video, I remind you that natural log is really log base e. Another way to remember, or must remember, is natural log is the inverse of the e power. And of course, the one thing we had to do differently in this video is make sure we got our powers by themselves first before we could do the log on both sides. But hopefully you're getting this, guys. You're learning log and power functions a little bit better. See you in class.